What is going on, guys? Thanks for checking out this video on my sports Gematria. In this video, I'm going to go over the UFC fight night for Saturday, July 16th, 2022. I'm going to show you highlights of each side, and it's going to be up to you to determine who you think will win based on the numbers. I encourage you to add additional information on top of this if needed for you to feel confident in your own pick. And I wish you guys the best of luck on all your picks for this event. Let's go ahead and get into the matches that we're going to be looking at. We have UFC Fight Night, Ortega versus Rodriguez. It's going to be in Elmont, New York. And this one on my side is going to be airing pretty early, 1 p.m. For me, it might be 3 p.m. or 4 p.m. depending on where you're at in the States. It might even be sooner than that. It might be at 11 a.m. if you're in New York. But here in the middle of America, it's 1 p.m. for us. But we're going to be looking at Brian Ortega, Yari Rodriguez for the main event. We're going to go over all 6 of these fights in the card. Gomez versus Lemos. Selikov versus Jingliang. Schnell versus Suma Durarji. Sorry, guys. Jourdain versus Burgos, Murphy versus Tate. Let's go ahead and just check these out. On this side of the screen is what I call my daily numbers, date numerology, Gregorian Hebrew calendar. And then on this side of the screen is what I call my game numbers specific to the game. So the way that I have it structured out here is up top is the name of the event, the stadium, the city and state, and then the weight class of the fight. And then there's going to be one fighter right here, their name, Gematria, their birthday, to and from, their fight record, any type of winning or losing streak that they're on, as well as their UFC record. In the middle is the last name, head-to-head, Gematria. And at the bottom is the other fighter, their name, Gematria, their birthday, to and from, their fight record, any type of win or losing streak that they're on, as well as their UFC record. So, let's go ahead and get into the event. We're going to be going over all 6 fights here. I won't take up too much time on each one. I'll just show you kind of what I've marked, give a glimpse for each side, and then keep it moving. But let's start with the first fight here. I'm going to do Murphy versus Tate. Murphy versus Tate. Okay, so let's start with the first fighter here. We'll start with the bottom, and then we'll go to the top here. So if Miesha Tate was going to win this fight, some things that would play in her favor, I guess, would be her picking up her 20th win for her career. Today we'll have a day. Today is a day with 20 date numerology on the Gregorian. It's a day with 45 date numerology on the Gregorian as well. The 197th day of the Gregorian year, the 45th prime number. And Lauren Murphy could become 7-6 for a UFC record with a loss. 76 if you write it out. Comes to 45. Miesha Tate, she was born on the 18th of August, 18/8 or 8/18, and Murphy versus Tate sums to 188. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I thought that was interesting that Miesha Tate's birthday is the same number as the 2 last name versus each other. Both are on a 1-fight losing streak. So, you know, I was going to say the 21st fight, 12th UFC fight, someone's going to get their 2nd loss in a row, and someone's going to end their 1-fight losing streak. So there's going to be a 12-21 pattern there. It just depends on which side they want it to go with. One thing I forgot to mark, I think, 75. 75 sums to 53. So I guess I can mark this as a light blue, and I'll get to why I marked the light blue. Mostly the light blue favors the Lauren Murphy, but Miesha Tate, she could become 7-5 for a UFC record with the win, like 75. If you write out 75, it sums to 53. And Murphy versus Tate sums to 53, as well as 188. Miesha Tate born 18/8, like 188. And so those would be some things that would favor Miesha. Not a whole lot marked, but that's what I have starting out with. For Lauren Murphy, it would be the light blue that I have marked. So let's go back to what I was saying here. Murphy versus Tate sums to 53, which is the 16th prime number. It also sums to 136, which is the 16th triangular number. And this could be why Lauren Murphy gets her 16th win for her career with an upset over Miesha Tate. This would also play in favor for Lauren Murphy because Miesha Tate could become 19-9 for a UFC, not a UFC record, but 19-9 for a record in her career overall. 19-9 or 199 is the 46th prime number. And if you write out 46, it sums to 136. The 16th triangular number, 53, 136. Lauren Murphy get that 16th win. Miesha Tate could become 19-9, the 46th prime. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention for Miesha Tate that could be in her favor against Lauren Murphy is this is Miesha Tate's 28th fight for her career. 28 comes to 156. Lauren Murphy could become 15-6, like 156 for a record with the loss. But that favors Miesha Tate. But going back to Lauren Murphy, yeah, I really just have the 16 for her. And then Miesha Tate could become 6-6, like 66, for a UFC record with the loss. And if you write out the number 6, it too sums to 16. It also sums to 29 and 20. And today does have 20 and 29 date numerology on the Gregorian. So that could be why I'll probably even mark that as a gray. Could be why Miesha Tate becomes 6-6. Excuse me, I just get a drink of water. Women's flyweight sums to 66 as well. But if we're going to bring up the idea of 6 summing to 20 and 29, we can't ignore that Lauren Murphy can also get her 6th loss for her career as she gets her 6th UFC loss for her career. So it could be the 6-6 for Miesha Tate, or it could be just the 6th loss for Murphy's career, the 6th UFC loss. 6 sums to 20 and 29. Today with 20 and 29 date numerology on the Gregorian. So that's what I have for this fight so far. Let's keep it moving. We'll go on to Shane Burgos versus Charles Jourdain. So let's start with the guy on the bottom here. If Charles was going to win this fight, some things that you can probably look towards would be UBS Arena. This is where the fight's taking place, is at UBS Arena. UBS Arena sums to 135. This is a featherweight fight. Featherweight sums to 135. Charles Jourdain could become 5-3-1 for a UFC record with a win. 5-3-1 is just a reflection of 135. Featherweight 135. UBS Arena 135. He could become 5-3-1 for a UFC record with a win. If that were to happen, he would become 14-4-1 for a fight record in his career, as Shane Burgos becomes 14-4, getting his 4th UFC loss to go with. Similar numbers being used here. And if that were to happen in Charles's 19th fight for his career, he would get his 3rd win in a row, like 19-3. 193 is the 44th prime number. 44 sums to 144. So it could be like a that type of pattern. In his 19th fight, he can get his 3rd win in a row. 19-3, 193, the 44th prime. 44 sums to 144. He could become 14-4-1. Shane Burgos will become 14-4 as he gets his 4th UFC loss. It could just be a 44-4 pattern, 14-4 pattern going on. And then the 19 and the 3. What else? I think that's it that I have for Charles. Yeah, that's what I have right now. If Shane Burgos was going to win this fight, similar numbers for as Charles Jourdain, because Charles Jourdain could become 5-3-1, but again, UBS Arena 135, featherweight fight 135. Shane Burgos could become 153 for a fight record with a win, which is just an anagram of 135. And then Charles Jourdain would become 13-5-1 for a fight record in his career, which has that 135 in it. It is the 231st. It's a distance of 231 days since Charles's last birthday. 231 mathematically is the 21st triangular number. And he could become 4-4-1 for a UFC record with a loss. 4-4-1. 4-4-1 as a square root of 21. So it could be a 21 thing going against Charles here. And then you have the 13-5, 153. I didn't see anything for the 83, I don't think. Let's type in 83. Oh, this could be it right here. What's today's date? It's the 16th of July, 16/7. 16/7. It is a day with 167 date numerology on the Hebrew civil side. So this could be, and then Shane Burgos could become 8-3, like 83 for a UFC record. 83 sums to 167. So that can actually go for him. All right, let's move on to the next fight here. We got Matt Schnell versus Sumadarji. Must be interesting not to have a last name, or just your first and your last name is the same. That'd be interesting. But as you can see, I don't have a whole lot marked for this fight. I was having trouble coming up with some stuff. The one thing that I did come up with is Sumadarji. He could become 17-4 for a fight record in his career. Let's just make sure I have that correct. Yeah, so he's coming in 16-4. He could become 17-4 with a win. And this will be the 17th day of the 4th month on the Hebrew religious side of the calendar, like 174. He could become 17-4. It almost seems too easy. So I'm a little cautious with it, but it almost seems way too easy. And I couldn't think of anything else, really. You know what? I guess the 73 could be problematic for Sumadarji. I do 73, and I marked the 16-6 here. Those of you who might already know, if you write out the number 73, so Schnell versus Sumadarji sums to 73. And if you write out the number 73, it sums to 166. And so maybe that's why Matt Schnell gets the upset and goes 16-6 for a fight record in his career with the win. That could be something that goes towards Matt. It is 182, or total spent 183 days since his last birthday. His last birthday being that 32nd birthday. Sumadarji could become 3-2 for a UFC record, like 32. And 182 is my bias number. 182, 128, 812. Anything with the combination of 182 or 218 or 821, any of these three numbers, flyweight sums to 128, 182 days since his 32nd birthday. It could be for him to get the upset, because Sumadarji could become 3-2 for a UFC record with the loss. So there's potential there. I don't know outside of that. Let's write out 55. What does 55 seem to? It's a 45. Today does have 45 date numerology on the Gregorian. It is there. So I guess you could mark that a gray, 5-5. And if he was to go 5-5, he would sit on 15 wins for his career as he becomes 5-5 in the UFC with the loss. 15 is the fifth triangular number, and it'll be his 11th UFC fight. Now that doesn't seem right, right? Like he'd be 5-5. 5 plus 5 is 10, but it's his 11th UFC fight. Let's go back. I believe Matt Schnell. I think I just didn't write it. I believe he had a no contest, and I just didn't add it. Yeah, no contest. So even though I just didn't put it in there, as no contest. Wait a minute. So actually, maybe I did that wrong because maybe it's not his 24th fight. Because 16 plus 6 is 22. So this would be his 23rd fight. No, it'd be his 24th. Yeah, the no contest. So 16 plus 6 would be 22. But he has a no contest would be 23. I think I'm doing that wrong. I'm so dumb sometimes. Let's just count them out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. So this would be his 23rd fight. Herpty derp. Okay. My retardedness. But yeah, he has a no contest. So in his 11th fight, like I was saying, he could become 5-5 in his 11th UFC fight. He would sit on 15 wins. 15 is the fifth triangular, but 11 is the fifth prime number. And Sumadarji, this is his fifth UFC fight. Although he could just go ahead and get his fifth loss for his career. So we could maybe mark that right there. Maybe this is the 5 pattern that hits. Sumadarji can get his fifth loss in his fifth UFC fight. If not, Matt Schnell can sit on that 15 and then his 11th UFC as he becomes 5-5. 15 the fifth triangular, 11 the fifth prime. That's what I have right now on this one. But keep it moving, I guess. Oh, look at this. Elmont, New York sums to 64. Go ahead and mark this a bright yellow. Matt Schnell could become 6-4 for a UFC record with the win, like 64. So there's definitely things I can play around with this matchup. I originally had just the 17-4 on the 17th of the 4th. But as you can see, I can make some other cases here too for Matt Schnell. But let's keep it moving. Oops, going backwards. Muslim Salikov versus Li Jingliang. Let's start with the Muslim on the bottom. If Muslim was going to win, they both have the same numbers to win. Either one of these two fighters are going to pick up their 19th win for their career. You know, Lee can get his 19th or Muslim can get his 19th. What's interesting about that is 19, if you write it out, if you spell it correctly, and write it out, it sums to 86, right? And Muslim Silikov, come on, Nick, get it together. Muslim Silikov sums to 86. Jingliang versus Silikov sums to 86. And Li Jingliang sums to 67, which is the 19th prime number. So it's primed for either one of these two fighters to get their 19th win for their career. It's set up that way. One thing that's interesting about Muslim is that it's the 38th day of his current 38-year-old age. And if you write off the number 38, 38 sums to 58. And his name sums to 58 and 86. On top of that, today is the 17th day of the 11th month for the Hebrew civil side of the calendar. 1711 mathematically is the 58th triangular number. So there could be some significance here for Muslim to get that 19th win. He would get his 6th win in a row to go with. And we've already mentioned this in an earlier fight. The number 6 sums to 29 and 20 today with 20 and 29 date numerology on the Gregorian. It could be set up for him to get his 6th win in a row. Now, if that doesn't happen and it's Li Jingliang who gets his 19th win for his career, he would also become 19-7 for a fight record in his career. 19-7 or 197, today being the 197th day of the Gregorian, a day with 45 date numerology. 197 is the 45th prime number. That's what it could be for Li Jingliang. It could just be that simple. And how I mentioned, it's the 17th day of the 11th month on the Hebrew civil side, which is the 58th triangular number. If you actually write out the number 58, 58 sums to 115 or 115. And Li Jingliang could become 11-5, like 115 for a UFC record with a win to go with. But as I mentioned that, I noticed it also sums to 61, which would favor Muslim Selikov because he could become 6-1 for a UFC record with a win. His name summoned to 58, 38 Davis, 38 age, 38 sums to 58. So I can actually probably mark that a dark blue to go along with the other 58 connections, particularly for him. But with the 115 here, I can mark in the Hebrew color, the Hebrew civil color, the cantaloupe color, to show that 58 also sums to 115, and it could favor Li in this one, go 115, and the 58 connections here could simply just spill over to the 11-5 here, and then Li would get that 19th win or 19-7 on the 197th day. So definitely two sides here that could be kind of tricky. One last thing that could go against Li is that this is his 26th fight for his career. He could get his 2nd loss in a row as Muslim gets his 6th win in a row, 2-6, 6-2. Li in his 26th fight, that can probably go against him maybe. But yeah, this one's either one of these are going to get their 19th fight, so 19th win for their career. So you got the 86, the 86, and the 67, the 19th prime. So it's figuring out which side does that favor. Which side is it going to favor? All right, let's go into the co-main event. We got Michelle Waterson-Gomez, which is kind of funny because when I checked the fight today, a hyphen. Before it was just Michelle Waterson, but then I checked the fight today and it's Waterson-Gomez. So did she get married in the last 24 hours? Or did she get married this year sometime and they just now updated her profile? I don't know. But now we got the Gomez attached at the end. So I had to update the numbers on there. And then Waterson-Gomez versus Lemos. Had to update the numbers there. But so for this fight, I don't have a whole lot marked. I was having difficulty looking at this one as well. Michelle Waterson-Gomez. It's 174 days till her next birthday. Today is the 17th day of the 4th month, like 174. Oh, you know what? I missed something. It's the 106th day. For Li Jingliang, to become 10-6 on the 106th day of the Hebrew religious. That's possible too. Okay, back to Waterson and Lemos. I even have to fix the ticker too. Waterson hyphen Gomez. Okay. All right, so like I said, I don't have a whole lot marked here. It's 174 days till Waterson-Gomez's next birthday. The 37th birthday, 37, the 12th prime number. This is their 12th UFC fight. I don't know if that hurts or helps her. I really don't know. Amanda Lemos could get her 12th win for her career, so it could hurt Gomez in that aspect. Waterson-Gomez versus Lemos sums to 101, the 26th prime number. Amanda Lemos could become 6-2 for a UFC record with a win. 62 is just a reflection of 26. Amanda Lomas sums to 199. Michelle Waterson-Gomez could simply become 19-9, like 199, for a fight record in her career with a win. Talked about the number 6s today. 6 sums to 20 and 29 today with 20 and 29 date numerology on the Gregorian. Maybe Michelle Waterson-Gomez becomes 6-6 as Amanda Lomas gets her 6th UFC win. Outside of that, I don't know. This one's kind of tough. I just don't know. I'm going to have to keep looking at this one. The 12-2-1 doesn't have any number properties. 11-3-1 doesn't have any number properties. Let's type in 56. So 56 sums to 46. That could go against her. It being the 56th day of her 35-year-old age. I know 35 sums to 56. 56 sums to 46. 199, the 46 prime. That could favor Michelle. Going 19-9, the 46 prime. Amanda Lomas, her name sums to 35. She's 35 years old. 35 sums to 56. It's the 56th day of her age. I don't know. That's tough. It's a tough one. That's a tough one. $310 or total span of 311 till her next birthday. She could become 11-3-1 on the 313th day of the Hebrew Civil. Just a bunch of 3 1s and 3s and 11s and 1 3s and the 1 3 and the 3 and the 1. I don't know. This one's a tough one. I'm gonna have to keep looking at this one. I don't know if I really like this fight at all. I can't figure anything out or any angle. Definitely don't hesitate to put some comments below that can help us out on this one. Let's go to the main event. So we have Brian Ortega versus Yari Rodriguez. Let's start with Yari Rodriguez on the bottom here. If he was going to win this fight, we've already talked about this pattern before in another fight. UBS Arena sums to 135. Featherweight sums to 135. Brian Ortega could become 15-3 for a fight record in his career with a loss, as Yari Rodriguez becomes 15-3 for a fight record in his career with a win. 153, 153 is just an anagram of 135, 135. Could be that simple. What else? What else we got here? Let's write out 92. 5, 46, and 844. It's 283 days since his 29th birthday. 283 is his 61st prime. I don't know if that does anything for me. I don't know. Maybe it is just the 153s that I've had marked. That's it for right now. He was born on October 6th, which looks like a 106. Today's the 106th day of the Hebrew religious side of the calendar. He was born in the year 92, and he's currently 29. 29 is a reflection of 92. Maybe that could be a reason why he becomes 9-2, like 92, for a UFC record with the win to go with the 153, the 153, the 135, and the 135. That's possible. However, if that's not the case, Yari Rodriguez, he is it is 82, or a total span of 83 days till his next birthday. Brian Ortega could become 8-2 for a UFC record, like 82, as Yari Rodriguez becomes 8-3, like 83, 82, 83 days till his next birthday. 8-2, 8-3. But that's with the Brian Ortega win. This is a featherweight main event. Featherweight sums to 216 on a day with 45 date numerology. 45 sums to 126. 216, 126 are just anagrams of each other. Brian Ortega could become 16-2, 162, 216, 126. They're all just anagrams of each other. Let's write out 82. What is 82? Sums to 39. I guess we can play with that number a little bit. Just because today is the 16th day of the 7th month. 16th of July, 16/7, or 167 is the 39th prime number. 167 date numerology on the Hebrew civil side, the 39th prime number. 82 sums to 39. That could be in favor for Brian. And that's about it that I have for this main event. It's either that 153 pattern or it's this 83, 82, and 162 pattern is what I'm chalking it up as. But hopefully this helps. Hopefully this gives you some insight to the fight, what's going on in these 6 matches. Some of them have some interesting numbers. Some of them are a little bit more hard to read. Some of them you can just play with a bunch of different numbers and come up with all kinds of different things for each side. I definitely suggest just kind of going over them, taking your time, carefully considering both sides, and just make your best educated guess when it comes to this work. All my picks, of course, will always be on my Patreon page in writing, underlined, and italicized. But I'm going to continue looking over these today, typing these up for tomorrow. Since it's an early match, I'm going to try and get these submitted on my page tonight sometime. What time does it start? 1 p.m. So I may post this late tonight, maybe after midnight sometime. But, or first thing early morning if I get up in time. Maybe not. I might just post it at night because I'm lazy. But yeah, I'm going to keep looking at these fights. I suggest you guys continue to look at these fights. Hopefully this helps. And, if you're looking for something, like if you're new to this type of work, like sports Gematria, and you're looking to find the best way to learn how to do this yourself, other than watching all my free videos on YouTube, I suggest you go do that because that's the easiest way. You just copy and paste what I do in the videos. If you want a step-by-step, I guess, hand-holding course to teach you how to do like UFC fights, NBA, when it comes back into season, and the upcoming NFL season, check out my my course. Here, I put this. I'll scroll at the bottom here if you can see. Let's see if I get the camera right. There it is. It's scrolling. It's scrolling. Go to that link right there if you want to have a step-by-step instruction on how to. There we go, right there. I don't know my directions when looking at a camera. If you want a step-by-step instruction on how to put together UFC matches, NBA games, NFL games for the upcoming NFL season, I break down my daily numbers. I break down my game numbers. I give you the templates for those sports leagues. So basically all you have to do is just copy and paste, and then you'll learn how to do this stuff on your own. That way you don't have to sign up to everybody's Patreon page. You can do your own work and then maybe create your own Patreon page in the future sometime when you get good at this. Yeah, I really appreciate it, guys. I really appreciate the support. I really appreciate you guys being here. I really appreciate you guys watching. Hopefully this helps. Let me get some outro music here from the website. Hopefully this helps. And yeah, hopefully you win all the money in the world. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Later, guys.